Hey, welcome to Game Layer, where we explore the science of play and the quest of learning. I am your host, David Colmer. Theme music by Caleb Willits. Welcome down to Game Layer.
I play piano.
I play chess.
I play everything.
I play games of my own invention.
I'd like to move to the domain of play.
It is February 25th, 2025. I have a guest on the show by the name of Dellyn Lee. Dellynlee. I was trying to be very nice and said, "Oh, is your name Dellyn?" And he's like, "No, it's Dellyn." I was like, "Okay, cool. Great. That's easy to remember." Very interesting guy. He actually ran into me on LinkedIn. I was starting off Game Layer and asking people to send in submissions to record what they play in an audio recording and let me know what they play. And he picked up on that right away. And he reached out to me and he said, "This looks interesting. I went in on this." And so I looked through his LinkedIn profile and everything is about games. It is just 100% games every day, every week. And it's all gamified content towards people who are looking for a job. So he's out here helping people in the job market get their skills together so they can go ahead and press start on a new career. So really looking forward to this conversation with Dellyn today. He just wants to teach people. And I think that that's just such an admirable thing. And it's just maybe a common thing for us in our learning and development path. But it's just very apparent that he's a very charitable person. And he's in all sorts of mastermind groups. He's out there making courses. He's out there just giving away free resources to the people in need. So without further ado, let's start the conversation with Mr. Dellyn Lee, the Game Master. All right, Dellyn Lee, thank you so much for making time to be on the show. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good, man. Another day, another experience.
That's fantastic. And if you want to just go ahead for the learners, if you want to just share your name and what you're most interested in.
Yeah, so my name is Dellyn Lee, aka DellynDigital. I'm most interested in, honestly, seeing people succeed on the job hunt. And of course, video games, anime. I love all that type of stuff. So, I kind of fused that together with my career to make something awesome called Dellyn Digital.
You do.
To kind of help level people up on the job hunt using video games as well.
And I love that. And I love how that ties back into how you like to help people, right? And I just think that's a beautiful thing. I see that a lot. I see you very active online, and I just see you back and forth all over the place, helping other people. So good on you. That's fantastic.
Thank you, sir. It fills my cup,
And theirs.
Because I understand how it is hiring and also going on the job hunt, especially after a layoff. So I definitely understand that for sure.
Yeah, and that's one of my questions. I want to get into that a little bit later, dig a little bit deeper into to that. But I wanted to kick it off just to let the learners sort of get to know you a little bit better according to the Bartle player taxonomy, that gamer category. Do you have like a primary and a secondary that you could share?
Yeah, so basically my primary, because I did the test like 3 times and I keep on getting the same one, is Explorer. I'm definitely an explorer, which is the spades. That's the type of player that's mostly into discovery, immersion, and story-driven games, which makes sense because I love RPG games. And the story side of things when it comes to like the different games we play, like open world games could be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Red Dead Redemption 2 or even Elden Ring. I actually put a 500 hours in The Witcher 3. So I really love that story to death. So those are the kind of players that's oftentimes, very immersive, very curious, discovering new information kind of thing. So that kind of ties into what I love to do. My secondary is a socializer, which makes sense because I love the communication and forming connections with other players. And that actually ties into my job, which is I'm a recruiter. I'm a recruiter by day, talent acquisition as well. So I love connecting people to their new opportunities, and that actually ties into the games that I play. So it's quite interesting looking at it that way.
Yeah, that is interesting. And I was actually going to ask what else you're into. So thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate having that insight. I did read something somewhere that you do have experience in the hiring process. So that would explain that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for HR for 9+ years, talent acquisition recruiting for like 4, and I do volunteer recruiting as well. So yeah, I love recruiting so much, man. It's crazy.
That's just fantastic. So I wanted to dig a little bit deeper on the Bartle, because when I first spoke with you, you had shared that you reached out to Dr. Bartle. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I right in remembering that? Could you share more on that?
Yeah. So actually, I pulled it up here, just to kind of look at it real quick. It's such an old message, so I can't really look at the message per se, but I know exactly what day it was. So it was May 24th, 2024 is when I reached out to him, because something kind of,
And you heard back, right? He got back to you.
he actually messaged back to me, because I went to the website, I checked out his website, I say, okay, he probably not going to get this and read this, reaching out to someone kind of
Your
thing.
hero.
I'm just gonna reach out to him and just say, hey man, I really love what you did with looking into the psychology side of things when it comes to gamers. And one day I just sat down and kind of correlated that with the jobs that we do. And I said to myself, man, I need to press start on this and make content around this, because this is very interesting, because I feel like we are what we play at the end of the day.
Right.
And I told them my whole scheme of like making Dellyn Digital, making content around it, helping people with their resumes, and tying that all into helping people. And he reached out and saying, yeah, that seems like a cool idea. A lot of people oftentimes use my theories for different aspects of things, and that's like a different way of doing it. He also he even reached out to me the following day saying, yeah, someone in the UK is doing something like this, so check them out as well, get some ideas. And I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. You'll never know unless you try, so
Exactly.
that was quite interesting.
It really is. And it just goes to show you, it doesn't hurt to just reach out to the people that you look up to, right? Because they're just people, just like us.
Exactly.
And I think there's just such a valuable lesson in that, because it's so easy to admire someone, but then just continue to admire them from afar.
Yeah.
Put them up on a pedestal, make them almost like a godlike character that's unapproachable.
I'm telling you, it happened to me
love that story
a few times, like in the past 2 years. It happened a lot of times with him, with my mentors that I'm connecting with now as well. And it's crazy. It's a small world. And you'll never know unless you try.
Yeah, and I read a post this morning, I'm just changing the subject, by Matthew Pierce, just talking about doing an online video with someone who was very, seminal in his development at a university. And he's like, it feels like I'm living in a dream world, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of develops into that. I'm in that right now too, Dellyn. So it's really resonating with me. These people that I used to read their books or watch their videos and just say, oh, that was really good. But now I'm making an extra effort to try and connect with them. Right.
Yeah. It's awesome. I think we're in a very interesting time for, if you love what you do and you're really passionate, go out there, make content, write posts, make YouTube content for Pete's sake, and just put yourself out there. And by doing that, you could reach out to these figures that you oftentimes watch or read about, and one day you could probably hop on a podcast with them just like this, and just probably just talk to them and just further yourself and others. It's crazy.
I agree. I'd like to kind of take it back, right? We're talking a lot about how you are now, but I'd like to dial it back. I saw a really compelling image that you posted online of yourself holding a fold-up bicycle.
Oh,
I believe it was from a time before you had what you're calling the gut punch moment.
The Halloween gut punch moment. Yes.
Yeah. Could you take us back there? And because I could tell that was just so image rich, and there was such a story there. What was it like then, right before you got laid off or while you were riding this bicycle? Was it to work?
Yeah, so the foldable bike thing,
Yeah.
I used to in a past life in a past life, I used to ride my bike to and from work. It was like 30 minutes where I was living at the time, and I had to go in the office like 3 times a week. So like, 5 miles going, 5 miles coming back,
Mm-hmm.
times that by three, like 30 miles, 3 days, right?
Sure.
Oftentimes I did that in rain, snow at some point, and sometimes. And the reason why I did it is because just to push myself. It was like meditation in a way, saying that if this is like the hardest thing I did all day, and I'm going into work, so it's going to be anything that gets thrown at me, it's easy after that, right? So I always came in very calm, very zen like, and people really known me for that and how I handle situations there. So it's like setting the tone. And I actually got some of my coworkers to go into the gym with me, because we all had like this gym membership that
there you go
that the place provided for us, and it was a great thing, right? So that's the bike story. I love riding my bike.
Yeah, and I like that almost because I could easily tie that into gamification. The way you've gamified this process of there's an incentive now for making the journey to work a quest.
Exactly.
Adding that dynamic to it. So when I saw that image, it just resonated instantly with me. And you look good now, man. Like you were a little heavier back then. So,
oh man, I'm telling you,
not?
I was a little bit heavier. Yeah, I was a little heavier, but now I'm really toned up. Getting back to my rugby days back in college. So
rugby days, we got to talk more about that.
Awesome. But yeah, it was great, man.
Okay, so the second part. I'm sorry, I'm getting you off topic. So the gut punch moment.
Yes, the Halloween gut punch moment. I actually since I was like in charge of like the financial side of things, I handled the budget for like 2 years and stuff like that. So I kind of understood. I kind of saw the writing on the wall, right? Like, the day of, I kind of knew my day was coming that day, because I woke up like 2 hours before I had to go into work, and something kind of I said to myself, I need to start applying. For some strange reason, I just woke up saying, I need to do this. And lo and behold, that moment happened. And I just felt the tone. I felt the pressure when I walked into the office that day. And I kind of talked with my past team saying, hey, I feel like today is the day that, some people are going to get laid off kind of thing. I have this feeling, it's in my heart. And I kind of give them a pep talk. At the time, I said to myself, you know what? I did so much for the company. I saved them so much money. I made them so much money. I increased their branding effort. I actually had this whole marketing plan to kind of really level them up in a sense, because I made their YouTube pages as well. But, it happened. And when it was happening, it was just that split second. It was like an out of body experience. I was just looking at myself saying, man, everything that you said was right on the dot. And the only thing that was in my head saying to myself, wow, this is going to be amazing content. This will be amazing content for me going through the process, applying to jobs.
I love that
kind of thing, networking kind of thing. And everyone else was like, oh, yeah, we're so sorry. We tried our best. And I just kept on hearing, womp, 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 womp. Right. It wasn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I really respected them, and I'm really glad that they kind of sat down and did that with me in a sense. So I'll never take that away. But during the whole time, I was thinking about, wow, I could really start my YouTube channel, and really I have some time to kind of build that up, still look for work, help others, network with people in the video game industry, something that I've always wanted, and just go for it, right? This is my chance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you saw an opportunity, right?
I saw opportunity for sure.
It seems like it was transformative.
Yeah, it was. And when I made that video, it was the same day that I got home. I sat down and I just hit record, and I just went with it. And now I'm here, and I'll tell you, 80 days later, I found something. implemented the strategies that I was actually teaching,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I actually helped level up other clients as well, made a few friends along the way, and plus I actually got more work in the sense of doing volunteer work, something that I always wanted to do in the video game space with Games for Love and Amir's community as well. And it's just, this will never happen if I didn't get that moment, if I didn't get laid off. And now I understand the trifecta of hiring. I've hired people, I've been on the job hunt, and I've been laid off, and I've been promoted. So I understand all aspects now, and I'm grateful for it. Really grateful. Really grateful for it. Really grateful for it.
I really like this concept of the trifecta. You've had experience on every point along the way. You're having those experience points, and to me it just seems like you have more appreciation now, right? There's more of an understanding for the, and maybe more empathy for the people who are on the job hunt. Oh, recording now. Okay. All right, so we're doing Adobe podcast, and I want to capture that in here. It's blacking out on us. So, Adobe podcast, if you're listening, I think you need to level up.
Yeah, it is.
Your paid platform here. We're paying for this, and it's not.
Yeah.
So I want to
need to put us.
Go ahead. I want to just kind of make sure that we captured this, because you just shared something really heavy about the trifecta. How you've had experience on every side of this dynamic of the hiring process.
Yeah. During that time I was on the job hunt, I was also helping other clients as well, since I, started my business.
Okay.
And I came at it from the aspect of, this person's been laid off. How can I add as much value to them as possible? If it's extra resources, extra time, extra edits for their resume. And by doing that, it honestly made me a better person in that aspect, because I could understand what people are going through in that sense. And that actually allowed me to kind of reach out to some people in the video game space that was doing some volunteer work, so I could even add more value to others. And, ever since then, I just been in this whole loop of, how can I add value to others? It really fills my cup, and it honestly makes me whole. Getting laid off, looking at it from a different angle, it's really beneficial for you, because it opens your eyes to other opportunities that's around you that you haven't seen before, if that makes any sense. There's two roads.
Dellyn, I love it. I love it. And I've been laid off as well, right? I was at a call center where I was a trainer. So I appreciate you being so vulnerable. I don't want to leave you out there in the cold. And there's that sense, like you said, you have an out of body experience, or I felt like kind of ice, this sense of ice kind of trickling down my spine, right? Where it was just, and then there was just this calm, this moment of acceptance where I was like, great, I can do, wait, I'm free.
It's a wonderful
I don't have to come here anymore. It was like, I want to be an instructional designer. I'm going to go out and get an instructional designer job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you more about the volunteer work, because you've said that now, you've plugged that once or twice. Could you really get deep into what that process is like? What's the volunteer work?
Yeah, so there's two of them. So I'm going to talk about the Amir one. So Amir Satvat, the gentleman that actually won the first time award for I'm forgetting the award name right now, but it was at the Video Game Awards of last year, and he's a huge person in the industry, helping other gamers with free resources. He actually is giving out some GDC passes right now, which is pretty hype for people to network in real life. And he has this huge community on Discord, and he has like people that volunteer to do resume reviews and LinkedIn reviews and help with any portfolio reviews and things like that. I actually met him in real life in New York City. It was for the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom event that was in New York City. at Nintendo, and I was able to meet up with him in real life. And that was actually when I was, still employed, but it was like a couple weeks after kind of thing. But anyway, though, I met with him and I kind of noticed how kind and down to earth he was with everyone. And I was like, man, this guy's the real deal.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I need to see if he has something going on and see if I could assist him with anything kind of thing. And lo and behold, I became one of his mentors. Actually, one person actually reached out to me today asking for how to get into the video game industry. So I kind of gave them some pointers and some resources, level them up. So that's the one volunteer work that I'm doing. The other one is called Games for Love, and that one got started I think in 2018. First started up in like Seattle, and it's basically helping kids with the power of video games and using distraction therapy.
Yeah.
In their aspects, and they do live streams, and they actually help kids throughout their whole entire life, scholarships, funding, the whole works.
Wow.
So now they're in a phase where they're ramping up now, and I actually reached out to one of them. I think it's the director of recruiting. His name is Justin, really cool guy, and I put my application in, and now I'm working with Games for Love. We're looking for a fundraiser director to kind of take the helm of that department and move Games for Love forward. So I lost one job, but now I have like 5 in a sense.
Wow.
And quite honestly, I wouldn't take it back for the world, because I'm smiling more these days, and I'm making content, I'm having fun, meeting awesome people like yourself, and it's just been an amazing time. So looking at things a different light, it's really beneficial.
Yes.
It brings abundance.
Yes. And thank you for the compliment there. I really appreciate it. I'm also happy that I met you, Dellyn. I wanted to take it one step deeper to another layer, if you will, and just ask you point blank, according to you, Dellyn, what are games and why do we love them as humans?
So, good question, man. So basically, games are it's basically who we are in a sense, right? The games that we play oftentimes it correlates to the work that we actually do, and it correlates to our whole personality in a sense, right?
Yeah.
If you're like a socializer, for instance, going back to the Bartil theory of taxonomy of player types here, you love to connect with people.
So we have the achiever, the explorer, the socializer, and the killer. I haven't really said
and the killer. Yes, exactly. So everyone falls into those different personality types, and we are what we play, right? And video games is like the best medium, honestly. It's better than movies, it's better than books, because it's more interactive in a sense, right? You'll never know who you'll connect with when you're playing a game, because if you're like, oh, I play video games, it's like how we make very long lasting friendships, relationships in some cases.
I love it. So what would you say is your experience with gamified learning environments? Sounds like maybe some of the volunteer work, but any other experience that you'd want to share around that?
When it comes to like gamifying the job hunt in that kind of sense, it really pushes you kind of forward. Being on the job hunt, I'm just going to be very blunt. It's hard.
Yep.
It's hard. It's cold. It's lonely in a lot of aspects. But when you throw games into it, like gamifying it, saying, okay, if I apply to 15 jobs today, kind of thing, I'll do this, I'll play this game, right? Or if I do interview prep for at least 30 minutes preparing for this interview, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? You make it into a game. And that's what I'm trying to do with, building. This is a little bit too soon, but I'm actually in the process of building like a community of people that's on the job hunt, and have different badges, different challenges for people in this community, and also giving away gift cards for people who win certain aspects of being on the job hunt. So let's just say for a week saying, okay, you need to apply to 20 roles, make sure these roles are actually a good fit for you. You can't spray and pray. You got to sit, wait, ready, aim, fire with that snipe, and apply to that job. People who gets it this week, they'll get like a $50 gift card.
Okay.
So learning during the week And on the weekends, we play games together. And we do it all over again on Monday and giving you the resources that you need to be on the job hunt kind of thing. So doing it more in a community sense, you could share jobs with each other. You could do mock interviews with each other, oftentimes probably get referrals from one another. So, being in a community and having a gamify approach when it comes to the job hunt will make it more accessible and fun for people. This stuff could get really boring, and by throwing video games into it, it could be educational and fun for people going through a resume and stuff. I love it. Well, of course I do. I do it for a living, but a lot of people oftentimes they don't understand those different aspects of what the job hunt is and what a resume is, or why should I even use LinkedIn?
Yeah.
So educating people with that is very helpful, and gamifying it is even better.
Yeah, and I really get the sense. I mean, obviously, there's a sense of community. You keep mentioning how games bring people together and how you're building a community. What can a learner who's listening to this do to access this community that you're building? How can they interact, or how can they get involved?
Well, it's in a process right now because I'm still building up the resources. Because right now I don't want to kind of build a community without giving people at least a lot of resources. So that's why I'm in the middle of making a course that gamifies the job hunt. That's dealing with I like to say the first level of the job hunt, which is basically the job hunting strategy, the resume, the cover letter. And of course, I just added this new one, mixing an AI into it.
Okay.
Because you got to use it as a tool, not as the one-all be-all, but using it as a tool to help you on the job hunt. And also, I actually just finished making some digital products. I think the first one I made was prompts, using different prompts, ChatGPT prompts to kind of help you on the job hunt. I made like 200 of them. I used a lot of them when I was on the hunt to help me do interview prep, help my resume a bit, and my cover letter and job searching strategies as well. And I have this idea of making you might laugh at this, but making a resume for video game characters that we love, like Mario or Marcus Phoenix or Ryu, and writing a resume for them and a cover letter.
I love it.
And making a video around it so people could learn, oh wow, the history of Ryu. Oh, what kind of jobs he would be good at in real life. And here's a template of his actual resume that I made, so you could use it for yourself and get ideas for your resume and your cover letter. So that's something that I'm building on in the background as well.
I love that activity. That's definitely like a learner-focused activity where it's just bringing it all together, and people can look at that, right, and apply their previous knowledge as an adult learner to, I know Mario, or I know the attributes of Samus in Metroid, right?
Exactly.
And I see those attributes in the game, and now I'm making the connection to how you market yourself, right? As maybe an asset in the job market.
Exactly. I'm just putting the different skills and integrating them into the resume so it could be readable for talent acquisition specialists, recruiters, or even hiring managers as well. So it's just tying in games into it to make it educational and fun for people. And once I have a good amount of resources, I'm going to say 4 digital products, 1 job hunting course, then I'll look into making a community of it to kind of tie it in together to do webinars and things like that.
Wow. So you're forming a lot of information, you're pulling stuff together, you're building assets, and you're getting a place to put it all together. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes open, right? And follow you. I want to just start wrapping things up and ask you in general, what would you say is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is a cat.
Big on cats. Great.
Big on cats.
I heard a dog in the background, I think. Are you sure it's cats?
Yep. You did hear him. That's
wasn't even sure. I was like, maybe it's a dog.
He was drinking some water next to me, but I have 2 dogs and a cat. But I'm more of a cat person.
I love it. So this is going to be a difficult one. Are you ready?
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Okay, so what is your favorite game?
Ooh.
And what are the game mechanics of that game that you think make you like it?
Ooh. So my favorite game of all time has to be Gears of War 1. And I've never seen on the Xbox 360. I've never seen a game like that before with the cover system. The cover system is what drew me in. And then the weapon called the chainsaw really kind of reeled me in.
So could you explain that
in a
to
sense,
me?
right? So in Gears of War, it's like in a third person kind of angle in a sense, and at the time it was a lot of like first person games, you know, Halos and stuff like that. But this is the first time that a 3D game that has like third person in a shooter game has like a cover system where you just you kind of go into cover. You know how in GTA 5 when you press the cover button you kind of roll into it kind of thing. Gears of War is one of the first games that did that. And seeing how the multiplayer mode was, you know, some people that might be listening to this may understand, but wall bouncing was pretty cool because you just kind of move between different covers, and it was like it was like teleporting in a sense. It was a cool mechanic that I really like. And I really love the story of Gears of War and how they had like a good single player mode, a good multiplayer mode, and in parts 2 I think it had like a horde mode and stuff that was pretty awesome.
All right.
So I really love that world. I played a lot of game battles with my friends back in high school, play again like clan matches, and it was pretty cool. It was just a big chunk of my childhood.
Yeah, I've obviously never played it, so I have to look that one up.
Yeah, it's
because you totally
awesome.
lost.
Gears of War. Gears of War is awesome.
I'm gonna check it out.
The chainsaw gun is
Sounds
cool,
good.
and the story's epic. It's awesome.
That's awesome. So, is there anything that you had wished that I had asked during this time that I didn't ask?
I felt like we covered a lot. Quite honestly, I feel like we talked about everything.
I just found out that you live in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And I didn't let you talk about Brooklyn. So what's it like living in Brooklyn? Can I just hear a bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, living in a city is always cool. Everything is like very close by. You have a lot of different places, a lot of different people, the mixing pot kind of thing. Lots of good food, amazing food. It's nice, you know, it's nice living in the city. I lived here all my life, but I actually went to college like upstate New York.
All right.
That's like 45 minutes away from Canada, like really up, and I really miss the trees and the outdoors. I go camping a lot right now as well, so I actually miss that type of style.
I've seen you with that tin cup. You're playing the Switch with your tin cup. I saw you out there.
Yeah. that was the Friday after the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Nice.
That was actually the same day that I met Amir. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I had to bring the game with me. I was looking at a cutscene when that picture was taken. So
nice.
That's how I was like drinking my coffee, saying, "Okay, I can't miss this cutscene." So, yeah, I love the Switch, man. Portable gaming is amazing. I feel like the industry is heading towards like a portable renaissance with the Steam Deck and the Nintendo Switch, and I feel like Microsoft, of course, might release a handheld, and maybe PlayStation. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? But it's beneficial for us adults because, you know, we're so busy. We can't sit down stationary all the time. We get up, we go to work. We, you know, if we have kids, we have to go tend to the kids and stuff like that. So I feel like it gives us more chances to game.
I love it. Well, Dellyn Lee, thank you so much for being on the show. How can people connect with you if they'd like to?
Yeah, so I post a lot on LinkedIn. So if you want to just geek out about video games or content creation or anything else, if you're on the job hunt, hit me up on LinkedIn. I also make a lot of videos on YouTube as well, keeping up with one video a week, and give me until next week, and then I'll start live streaming once I level up my potato of a laptop. Start live streaming, doing some, you know, LinkedIn level ups, resume roundups, and actually sitting down and playing video games on the weekends.
Fantastic. Well, Dellyn Lee, thank you so much for being on Game Layer. I really appreciate your time and really appreciate how open and candid you were and willing to share your personal experience. So thanks again.
Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Game Layer. This is David Colmer reminding you to stay present and never postpone joy. You can find transcripts of the show at gamelayer.fm. GAMELAYER.fm. Theme music by Caleb Willits. Thanks for listening. Now go
play.
I play chess.
I play Scrabble.
I play fauteuil.
I play everything.
Hide and seek with my kids.
I play the piano.
I play board games.
I play guitar.
I smash it on the pitch.
I play chess.
I play Othello.
I play all the Marios.
I play Success Strategist.
I play Street Fighter.
Final Fantasy.
I play games of my own invention. Games of my own invention. Games of my own invention. Games of my own invention.
There are many ways to play. Going for a walk together, doing nothing together is also playing. Anything that can cultivate your feeling of joy, relaxation, where you feel more recharged after doing that thing, and I think you can consider as something that we play with. I'd like to move to the domain of play